Hey guys, it's me Keyshawn, and I'm here with Raj and special guest Kush Patel.
Hey,
Yeah.
what the heck? Why'd you say my name like fully?
Okay.
There was a little pause there, man.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wasn't
you
sure if
messed
I
it up
should have said
first.
his name. Okay, wait. Redo.
Um,
No. Just keep it in. Just keep
Okay,
going. Keep it
fine,
rolling.
fine. And today we're going to be talking about Kingdom Hearts because John Awesome Vito, he actually wanted to make a request for a topic, which was best Kingdom Hearts game, and do we think Kingdom Hearts is going to continue? Because anyone that has watched Kingdom Hearts knows that it doesn't really have a solid ending. Like, it's not full. But yeah, thank you for joining us on this Fan Topic Friday. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We post on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. We also upload our podcast on Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and Anchor. If you leave a review on Apple Podcasts, we will shout you out, and it helps us become better at this. Anyway, Kush, since you are the expert of this topic, you've played all the Kingdom Hearts, you say,
yeah, I have. I
besides
don't
the
know.
mobile one, which...
No, I played the
Avid
mobile. I have played it in high school,
Oh,
but like I never
really?
got into it.
Wow.
The mobile one?
Yeah, it was in
Wow.
high school. I tried
Hold
it.
on.
It's
Before
like
we
a
get
card.
started, before we get started, I just want to say thanks to Kush for joining us on this podcast. Even though he has finals this week, he
Oh,
fit in
true.
time for the podcast. So if you guys want to go watch him, he streams sometimes on
Well,
twitch.tv/Kush1708. I'm sure he's gonna stream a lot more once finals ends.
yeah,
But what are you playing right now? God of War?
God of War, yeah, and then
Yeah, so
Warzone,
that's
obviously.
mainly. Do you stream Warzone at all anymore, or
No, I
no?
still play Warzone. I just don't. I don't have the time because of school, obviously.
Yeah, so maybe once you finish your finals, which are this week, right?
Hmm.
Are
Yeah, if
these...
you want some actually really good Warzone gameplay and some mediocre God of War gameplay, no, I'm
Yep.
just kidding. You
You can
guys
come to my
should
stream.
definitely
I'm a
check him
pleb
out.
at fighting in that game, and Warzone wise, I do good, but I'm cursed. I never win. So.
Yeah, that's true. We remember that one day we finished like second, third, second,
Hmm.
and then second again.
Took him
Yep.
51 games to get his first win in
Yep.
Warzone.
I think the
Now I
Exactly.
curse
have I
came
think like
back.
6. That's it. I don't play enough, so
Yeah. Your
Yeah, but
finals end
continue.
this week, Kush?
Wednesday.
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 Okay,
Wow.
so
The
then you
last
could
final.
even join the Warzone tournament afterwards.
Yep.
And
Wow.
also, congrats for graduating college.
Yeah,
Big thing.
congratulations.
Maybe we
Class
should have a
of
mindset
2020.
celebration for you.
Celebrate what?
So, like a mindset celebration for you.
Oh, yeah. You should bring
Or
on all the
everyone
friends,
that graduates 2020,
yeah,
all graduations are canceled.
and then we just throw a banger, have a podcast about it.
Exactly, on a live podcast. I think that'd be
Yep.
sick.
Let's do it. 21 and up, you can be drinking. Everyone else, chill.
Responsibly.
Yeah.
Yep. Drink responsibly.
Yo, we should set that up, I think. I think we could get a couple DJs that would be down to try it out.
I'm down. Just a banger on podcast.
Yeah. It'd be the first of its kind, I think.
Probably.
Yeah. But yeah, let's continue with the Kingdom Hearts talk before we get too crazy now.
Yeah. All right. So, Kush, the main questions that John wanted us to talk about are the best Kingdom Hearts games and if Kingdom Hearts continues. So, let's start off with the best game. Since you've played all of them, including the mobile game,
Okay.
um,
Yeah.
what do you think is the best and why?
Which one I think the best is?
Yeah.
That's hard. You can like to me. I personally like the first one because it's the one that starts the entire story, and I have like the most memories with it because it's like the first game I've like actually like fully played through, and like
Mhm.
you got like I was young at the time, so obviously there's Disney characters in it, so you get like what I don't know. I forgot. I think like Hercules, Alice in Wonderland, and like other characters, and like it's just the first like it was the first of its kind. I would guess because like there's not many good Disney games out there, and like Kingdom Hearts 1 or like the whole series got access to like all the all the Disney vault and characters, so like they got full access to it, which makes it like a really deep world because you already have like Disneyland, the what else, Disney World and stuff like that. So they try to base it around that. They have the characters already built in, and then what also made it interesting is what they took the Final Fantasy aspect of the game, like the role playing RPG kind of stuff, and they brought in Final Fantasy characters into Disney, which is like kind of a big crossover. Usually there's not many games that can cross over like that, and it just was something that's way different. And then, that's why I like the first one. It was like something that was very different, first of its kind, and like the story of the first one I thought was probably like one of the best ones. I think for me, it goes Kingdom Hearts 1, and probably and like the order it came out 1, 2, and then 3 most likely. But 2 and 3 are pretty close, and Birth by Sleep is up there too. I can't really rate them, but first Kingdom Hearts 1 has to be my favorite one.
Wow, okay. Very in depth. Personally, I feel like I enjoyed Kingdom Hearts 2 the most because I remember while I was younger, I never actually played the games, but I remember watching a lot of cutscenes because back on YouTube, like 10 years ago, uh, a lot of songs would have like AMVs or animated music
Mhm.
videos. And I remember listening to Linkin Park songs and they would have Kingdom Hearts AMVs like over it, you know?
Yeah.
And I just felt like the scenes were so cool. Like I remember, so maybe I'm wrong on what game they're on, but I remember him running up a building in one of them, and like
Hmm.
fighting like the darkness, and there
Hmm.
was also him like sinking into the ocean, as well as meeting a girl who would write, and like those things that she wrote came true. Uh, and like all that stuff just seems so like I don't know. It appealed to me, and I feel like if there's any game that I would like, it would be Kingdom Hearts 2. Are those from Kingdom Hearts 2, or are they from like everything, and I just wouldn't know?
So I think you're talking about is the opening of Kingdom Hearts 2, which
Okay.
is basically is like the beginning is retelling the past two or three games. So it goes to the first one, which was obviously Kingdom Hearts 1 and that. And I don't know if like we can talk about the ending and stuff. So like I don't know.
I
We want to
mean,
give a
I
spoiler warning, I
yeah,
guess.
okay, yeah. Let's say that because we will be talking about spoilers in the game. So warning: if you guys haven't played this game and you do want to play it and you don't want to get spoiled, then I would suggest clicking off now because we're gonna go sort of in depth with all the stuff that the game has to offer. Because I mean, Chris just played all of them, and I feel like if we don't, um,
It's just not going to connect very well.
yeah,
Can't
yeah,
speak about it as much.
yeah.
So okay, to continue, what you were talking about is the opening of Kingdom Hearts 2, precisely, of him running up the stairs and stuff, because I remember watching that. And so basically, the beginning of Kingdom Hearts 2 summarizes the two or three games that came before it. So obviously, there was Kingdom Hearts 1. So the ending is like they beat them, the bad guy for the game, and then all the worlds are going back to normal. So Sora, Goofy, and Donald split up. They go to like this land, and they're just in the field, and then they end up at this castle called Castle Oblivion, and that's where he meets that girl and everything, that Nominee and stuff like that. He meets her, and
Uh huh.
so it's basically what you were looking at was basically summarizing the first two games, I think. But yeah, that's basically what it is, and it's like people what they do is like they try to jump from the first game and then to the second game, and they don't realize like there's other games that come in between because not all the games were released on PlayStation because it's like a PlayStation game. It was really popular on PlayStation. So the games do come out on like the DS and the Game Boy at the time because
Oh, okay.
it's a long running series. So obviously Kingdom Hearts 1 was on the PS2, but then the other games that came after it, the smaller ones that are like super big that don't contain Sora in it, were released on like the Game Boy or Game Boy Advance, and then like the DS or the PSP.
So
So
you
people
say
really don't know about them.
so you say like they don't contain Sora. So you mean like they focus on other characters that are developed more in Kingdom Hearts 3, I'm guessing? Because I feel like Kingdom
Uh,
Hearts 3 is where like all characters meet up.
yeah,
That's what
basically
I've
they do.
noticed.
Hmm.
I didn't
So,
even know they had like a Kingdom Hearts that was not on PlayStation.
Yeah, there. I think because I had one that was on the DS, which was Kingdom Hearts 356 days or something like that, and I had
That's
that on the
crazy.
DS, and it was like obviously it didn't contain Sora and everything. It was like other characters. So I guess if people don't really know them, they're not gonna understand.
what characters do they have?
So they had characters like they had the organization, which is where the bad guys are for Kingdom Hearts 2.
Is that
So
where
they had,
everyone's the nobodies?
yeah, the nobodies. That's
Okay,
who they
cool.
call them. The ones in the cool hoods, the black hoods, right? So they were the main bad guys in Kingdom Hearts 2. So that game came out obviously before Kingdom Hearts 2. So it doesn't really affect like the story wise because if you played Kingdom Hearts 2, they introduced like the characters and stuff. But
Mm-hmm.
if you played the 356 days or something before that, you'll understand. You get to like interact with the different characters. You get to play as Roxas, which is a lot of people's favorite character. There's like Axel, like all the other characters that you see. I think on the stream he's fighting one of the villains from Kingdom Hearts 2. I think. I don't know if he is or not. No, he's not currently fighting them now. But before he was fighting
Yeah,
some.
it looked like I feel like I saw that scene as well during the AMVs. It was almost like they jumped backwards and you could see him stand in front of a heart. It looked like it was a gate, and he almost like changed characters from what he looked like before. And I think he turned into a nobody. I'm not sure, or maybe it was just a disguise that I wouldn't know. I'm pretty sure that's the ending fight for Kingdom Hearts 2. If you know what I'm talking about.
Well, if I don't know the video you're specifically talking about. You might be right, correct? I'm not really sure because I haven't seen that video, and I don't know if I have ever, so I can't really talk about it.
Okay.
But yeah, so yeah, there's like a bunch of different games that come through it because there's like DS games and stuff like that, Game Boy games, and like it's like all connected in some sort of way. Because I know when Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, people try to play Kingdom Hearts 3, but then they never played all the other games that came before it. So then they see all these new characters that come in, and they're like really confused on like who they are, what they mean, and they think the story is just really convoluted. But in reality, there's like all these other mini games that come in between. So like it like kind of connects through. Like I don't know what other game series has that kind of thing where the main game is always usually on console and the smaller games are on like the DS, which help continue the story but without actually having the main character in it. So like people who don't play those games don't really understand the whole story, and it like just becomes really confused. And that's like one of the major problems of Kingdom Hearts. As like people would ask, like if you asked anyone, that's probably like the major problem. Like, oh, the story doesn't make sense. Like, how do they go from this to that? That's like the main reason that a lot of people don't really like the game, I guess. But,
So
yeah.
what?
Yeah, that kind of sucks because like imagine like not because like if you're playing it only on PlayStation and there's a bunch of continuations. I mean, it's good for the people making it because like they can make like a cheaper budget game and they don't have to like spend a full amount of money because especially if it's on like a DS or something. But then it sucks for the fans of the game because it's like if you don't play on like if you don't want to play on the DS, then you miss such a chunk of the story. So you know that giant like before Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, you bought like that giant like ultimate what was it ultimate edition? I don't know what it's called exactly.
Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up too.
Yeah, so
But
does that
all
have like the DS games in it?
yeah, so what they did was for that, they basically had all the games for like every game that was released for Kingdom Hearts. So there's like the important games, like so Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, Birth by Sleep, thing, Dream Drop Distance, and some other ones. They were all you can all play those, but then the other games, like the ones that came on like the DS, they were like more. They made them into a movie kind of. So it had all the cutscenes that were in the game, basically telling the story. So you don't have to do all the missions and like, kind of grind through. Because I know one of the games, the main one, Kingdom Hearts 358 Days, that was more of like, kind of got repetitive. So you would do a mission and you would fight a boss and stuff like that. But instead of you just keep doing that over and over again, they made it into a movie. So basically, if you were trying to go in order, you would play the first game and then you would get to play another one, and you would watch a movie that kind of connects all the stories together, so you can get into the Kingdom Hearts 2 or something like that.
Yeah, I remember you telling me about the movies, and I did watch like a couple of them with you too.
Yeah,
Because like we played Kingdom Hearts 1, right? Well, when we were younger, because we both had PlayStation 2s. But then like I kind of got off of Kingdom Hearts because I got an Xbox, so I couldn't really play it. But I still remember playing the first one a lot, and it was actually fun while you brought it over.
Yeah, the thing with that, like Kingdom Hearts 2, is like it's really fun because obviously you have like these characters from like your childhood. So you have like Goofy, Donald, Mickey, Minnie, all those like other characters, and like that kind of like connects you to your childhood and stuff. And like
For sure.
it's just really like nostalgic feeling. Like, oh, I know this character. I don't have to learn about them. I know who they are already. But then also there's like other mini games with inside of it, so you don't have to always do the story right away. You can do like a lot of the side stories and stuff. So, but they also have like the secret endings of the game, which like adds even more of like a little more to the story. So like I have the specific ending, and if you like 100% it by doing like all the side missions and like getting certain clearances, you get to the secret ending, which goes even deeper into the game and kind of gives you like a little sneak peek of like more of the story and like of the next game. So like for Kingdom Hearts 3, which is the most recent one, they
Mhm.
had the secret ending for when the game came out. So you 100% it, you obviously beat the bad guy.
Is that the only way to see the secret ending, by 100%ing it?
Yeah, basically, you have to 100% the game,
That's crazy.
and it's really really complicated. It's not really hard, I would say. For some people it might be, because like some
Yeah.
people do it on like the hardest difficulty. So like if you put on the easiest one, I don't think you're able to get the secret ending. It has to be at a certain level. It has to
Okay.
be at like the hard level or like the hardest level, and like the hardest level, which is critical mode, is literally a pain and a half. Like I've never tried it, but I've seen people play it, and oh my god, is it impossible? And like people do it on like level 1 through the entire like series, like in the entire story. People just stay at level 1 and beat the final boss, and like I'm here like playing on like maybe the second hardest difficulty and like complaining 24/7.
That's
So I don't know how
crazy.
people do it, but what's good is like the secret ending has like keeps it kind of mysterious, but also like kind of goes into detail of the story. So I think in Kingdom Hearts 3, the ending was like, so obviously another spoiler is like Sora kind of dies basically. He like disappears. He
Yeah.
saves Kyrie in the end,
Mhm.
and then I think I think that game had two secret endings. I'm not sure because it came out last year. I don't completely remember, but you beat the main boss obviously, and then there's a secret ending with like this villain that you think you defeated, but he's actually the whole mastermind. So if you watch Naruto, I know you guys talked about Naruto before. So
Yeah.
you have Orochimaru, who's the bad guy, and then you find out that Orochimaru is like basically controlled by the Akatsuki or whatever, and then you find out Pain isn't the bad guy, but it's actually Madara or aka Obito, and you find out Obito is not the bad guy. It was like something like that basically. That's what the Kingdom Hearts series is.
Oh, like the little stepping stool.
Yeah.
Iron
So
higher.
like it felt like that at the Kingdom Hearts 2. You find out like you get to like the main bad guy. You're like, oh, this guy's the bad of the bad, and you find out nah, he's just being controlled by somebody else, and it's like really really like interesting. So I know one of the questions is, will the game continue? I
Yeah.
think it. Yeah. So the secret ending is like basically you have to get it by 100% in the game. So recently, obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3, the most recent one, that had I think two secret endings. So they have the actual ending, where they show like the happy ending, like they beat the bad guy, but in reality, Sora technically dies because like he like if you look at the thing, he like disappears, and like Kyrie's just by herself. And then the secret ending that had an epilogue, which they showed one of the characters that you defeated, who was like a mini boss. And you find out like he is like it's kind of hard if you haven't played it, but he's from a different game that you meet. He was like one of the original people that decided about that talked about the Keyblades. Basically, he's like one of the founders, I guess. So the epilogue shows him, and then all the other founders come together, and he's like, they're like, oh, what are you like doing here? Like they meet up, and then they talk about what their role was. That they also had a master. So there was a master, and then they're his apprentices, and their master like disappeared. So then these apprentices they all come together, and they're like, oh, what was your role? Blah blah blah. And then you find out that he has this black box that has even more secrets in it.
Wow, like
And
the
then the
Pandora's
secret
box.
ending. Yeah, so we don't know what's in that box at all. But
Okay.
it was hinted at in the beginning of the game in Kingdom Hearts 3. So it was like hinted at saying like Maleficent, who was like one of the bad guys in Kingdom Hearts 1, she was looking for it, and they find out like they thought it doesn't exist, but then the black box actually does exist, and there's something really really secretive in it, but no one knows what's in it. And then there's a secret ending after that, which was like kind of like a CGI, kind of like almost like a trailer, which just showed Sora, Riku, and a mysterious character that we never met. Like it's the first time.
And
I
this
guess I would
is
say.
and this is after Sora had already died or supposedly
Yeah,
died.
supposedly died, right?
So that means he's
Well,
still
that's
okay.
go on.
He's still alive somewhere, or
That's what I'm thinking. So basically, continuing from that, you think he's dead, but he's not because they had that secret ending. but then you see another character called Yosora, which means like night sky, because Sora is sky, and his name is like Yosora or something like that. That means night sky. And then you see him for a glimpse, and then you see another person in a hooded, like the organization wears, like making a heart at the moon, even though we stopped Kingdom Hearts. And then so that was the secret ending, and that's where they ended it. And then they came out with the DLC, which was like the beginning of this year. And
Okay.
that DLC is basically like you get to replay the ending of like Kingdom Hearts 3, but there's like other things added into it that they couldn't add in before. And then you get to like kind of have a better ending, I guess, because in the ending of the game, there's a bunch of stuff that happens, and then in this ending, there's a little bit more that happens. But then there's a continuation of thing where there's something called the database battles, which are super, super hard, bro. I've like tried it and I rage quit after like the third try.
First of all, I didn't even know Kingdom Hearts was this deep.
Yeah, it's really, really deep. Like that's why it's so hard to like explain it if you to somebody who has never seen it or played it. It is like super, super deep.
So it's like your theory that Kingdom Hearts 4 or whatever they call it is going to be out, right? But has there been like any type of like news or not leak, but like a teaser trailer or anything, or are they not going to talk about that for a while?
So, like I said, in the database battles, there's these that was in the DLC. So basically, what they did was because they're trying to find a way to get Sora back. So the characters from Final Fantasy. So if you ever played Final Fantasy, obviously they're connected. Because when Kingdom Hearts was starting up, the creator of Kingdom Hearts, he was like, "Oh, let's make a game for Disney," because he got inspired by one of the parks at Disney. But then he met, I think, the creator of Final Fantasy on like an elevator, and he was like, "Oh, this is not gonna work." So he decided to help them. So they basically took the creator of Final Fantasy and the creator of Kingdom Hearts. They came together and decided, and then they decided to basically mix the game together. So that's why there's a lot of Final Fantasy aspects to the game, and there's some characters that are in there. Do you meet these characters in that DLC again? And they're like, "Oh, let's try to find a way to bring Sora back." But they did. I don't know how they do this, but they somehow make a computer version of Sora, and like be based off his data, and they also have the data of all the bad guys he's fought, and they put them into a database. And then you play as Sora, and you have to go through fighting these bad guys again, but they're so much harder. So once you beat them, you get to fight. So I kind of did research. I was like, "Oh, is there a secret ending to it? Let me do it." So after you do all that, you fight the guy that you saw in the epilogue from the original game, Yosora or something, and you have to fight him. And I guess there's a bunch of cutscenes in there, but since I suck, I haven't gotten that far or never tried to. So I don't know what that whole what happens after you beat him and stuff. Maybe there's like another cutscene that explains
so you're saying
everything.
you haven't completed the DLCs of this game?
Oh, because
Like, you want to look it up?
so hard.
Wow.
But I've never switched it up either because I was like, maybe one day I'll go back and play it. So I have like no idea at all. What's happening.
I think on behalf of the mindset, we might have to do some research and look it up.
Yeah, you guys might have to.
Yeah.
And talk about it, but I haven't done anything. But I know it's like you fight him, and then I think he
So
explains something.
are the DLCs a way for that secret ending to be completely like I guess fulfilled?
Well, this is the first time they actually had DLC for like the Kingdom Hearts game.
Wow.
So it's interesting because like I guess they didn't get like what they wanted to come, like, because obviously the game released last year in January, and basically the DLC just allowed you to replay the ending with a little bit more content, and you got to play as different characters, but you're just replaying the final events again. So I guess they wanted to add that into the full game, but they just couldn't. So you have to replay it, and then they added like all this other stuff to it, which is the database battles. So I guess it's just some way to help continue it, because the ending of the Kingdom Hearts 3 does like it leaves so much more. There's still so many more questions that are unanswered. So, I guess they have to continue the game if they wanna find, have people answer those questions.
Okay.
So like next gen was a big topic for us a couple episodes ago. So do you think they would release a new Kingdom Hearts with the new consoles, or do you think that it's a lot more time between like 3 and 4?
Or do you
I think
think
there's
there
gonna
won't be a 4 at all?
Nah, I think there will be a 4.
Okay.
There has, because obviously the ending of 3 has, like I said, has so many questions, and
Yeah.
Kingdom Hearts 3 was also like in question for such a long time because it came out in 2019, and Kingdom Hearts 2 came out in like 2005. That's basically
Wow.
14 years
That's
of
even
people
worse than GTA.
waiting. Yeah, so it's like people still had hopes that the game would obviously make its way. It took 14 years for them to make then the third one. I don't know why it took them so long. I guess, you know, they just maybe didn't have enough like worlds to go to or something. Cause like obviously you can't keep repeating this using the same Disney characters over and over again. You know, it's just gonna get repetitive. And like
So
all
maybe
the
they'll wait for like more Disney movies to come out so they could include
Oh
those
yeah, they
characters.
did have Frozen and all
yeah,
that
they
stuff in
had
there too, and that
yeah, they had Frozen,
yeah.
which was new. They had Pirates of the Caribbean, which was new, even though Pirates of the Caribbean been out for a while. There was Big Hero 6.
Oh really?
then-
Oh yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
Disney.
I think Monsters Inc. was in there too. I think it's Disney and Pixar now, so I guess it's gonna work. But like, they're not gonna use those same characters again.
Okay.
I know.
They might just wait for a lot of Disney movies, Pixar movies to come out before they remake the game.
Yeah,
Include the new ones.
because people just don't want to play the same thing over and over again. Because the one main one that I think has been used a lot is Hercules, because Hercules is considered like one of the best heroes in Disney. Like I don't know, that's what they use a lot. Because he's a character like Sora, who's like they try to make him kind of like a Hercules in some sort of way. So you see him a lot in 1, 2, and 3. So you always go to that kind of world. But like other than that, you know, there's also like other things that happen in the game. So where you can like summon characters and like use them to help you out. So like Simba is always one of them and things like that. So like it's like they just can't keep using the same worlds over and over again. That's why it takes so long for them to come up with another game.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
And have they ever explored, because it is Disney, have they ever explored like the Mickey Mouse world, or has that not been like a thing, I guess?
I know Mickey Mouse was in the first one.
So I know they went to Mickey's castle in the second one,
Okay.
and you have to go there, and there's like a boss and stuff there. There's like a whole world you can go to, but he's like the king of obviously because he's Mickey Mouse. He's like the one.
Yeah,
He's
everyone
also
knows
the logo
Disney
and
and like Mickey Mouse go hand in
Yeah,
hand.
so he's like considered the king. He has his keyblade and stuff like that, and like he's like the main protagonist. He's like the old wise man, I guess you would have to say. Like he gives
Mhm.
guidance to all the characters and everything, but everyone else is like obviously you don't see them in Disney movies and stuff, but they're like considered part of Disney. But they have that Final Fantasy kind of aspect to them because they're more like human than
Yeah.
obviously the actual like Disney characters. So like Mickey, obviously they have characters like from Tarzan and stuff that are kind of realistic, but they're not like as realistic as Sora and the Final Fantasy characters, which are more like detailed and more human, like I would say. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like I just guess they have to wait for like
More
getting new
Disney
characters.
movies, yeah.
Yeah, basically.
That's crazy. And like so now let's move on to like your so do you have like a favorite Kingdom Hearts character or like a group of characters?
Oh, my favorite character. That's kind of hard. Like a lot of people will say,
I have a favorite.
you go with your favorite. Then.
All right,
I'll tell mine.
so my favorite is apparently the nobody of Sora,
Mhm.
right? Who is Roxas. That's his
Yes.
name. And Roxas, the reason I like him so much is because he has two blades that he uses instead of one. Like everyone typically only has one, but he
Mhm.
wields two. And Kush knows what the names of the blades are.
Oblivion and Oathkeeper. So Oblivion is the one for basically representing Riku, and then Oathkeeper is what represents Kairi because Sora made a promise to her to get her back and everything like that. So
Okay, so they represent his two best friends basically.
Mhm.
Yeah, which I think is sick. I like that type of character. But yeah, Rods, do you remember anything from when you used to play it on the PS2?
So I thought Riku was a pretty cool character. Like I don't know much about him or like how he pertains to the story, but just like when I first saw like his character design and like his powers and stuff, I thought that was a pretty cool character. and obviously Sora because he's the main guy. So I would have those two. I just remember playing with those the most in the first one.
So, for me, what else? It's like people would think it'd be Sora, but to me, it's Riku, even though he was like the bad guy in the first one.
Yeah.
So for me, and then away, so Riku, he was supposed to be the original Keyblade wielder, which is crazy. Where you find out that in Birth by Sleep, there's a character named Terra, and he's like a Keyblade wielder at first, and he ends up on Destiny Island, which is where Riku and Sora and them all live. And he saw Riku and was like, oh, if something ever happened to Terra, like he dies or something, his Keyblade would pass on to Riku, and Riku would be the one able to use it.
Wow.
So, and then in Kingdom Hearts 1, he obviously falls into the darkness, and he becomes a bad guy and he fights Sora. But he was doing that to save his friends, obviously. But obviously, the darkness takes over you after a while, and it drives you crazy, and you get all this power to your head. So he becomes kind of bad. But then, realistically, he understands that. And then there's another game that happens afterwards, which is called Castle Oblivion, where you get to play as Riku, and you find out that he's just trying to be good again. And he decides at the end of his story, he has a choice to go to. He can go either the darkness and just let that overcome him and, you know, use that, or he can go down the path, which is, you know, what all true Keyblade masters would like use and stuff. But he's like, nah, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna make my own path. And he's like, I'm gonna take the path to Dawn, and that's basically in the middle. He's gonna use both sides to basically save the world and his friends. And like, even though like there's so much more that happens to him, like he has to hide his true identity and stuff like that, so like no one can catch on to him. And he's always actually like in Kingdom Hearts 2 kind of is like helping Sora, but he's dressed in the organization's clothes, so they can't find him, and he gets to like hide. So like he's always on the sideline helping. And then in the third one, you actually get to play as him, and he's like basically a Keyblade master, which Sora couldn't do. So he's like overall, just in my opinion, I like him more because like he's been through a lot more, in my opinion.
A lot more character development.
Yeah, he has a lot more character development. He's like in the middle. Like he understands both sides, I would say. Like he has both sides. Like he's been on either side, both light and dark, and he uses both to help everybody. And
so has Mickey, right? Apparently, I feel like I remember watching your stream at one time, and it was Mickey and Riku traversing the darkness realm.
Yeah. So Riku and Mickey, like, so you know how Sora has Goofy and Donald by his side?
Yeah.
And like they kind of help him overcome his difficulties and stuff like that. Well, in the ending of the first one, basically Riku is like, they have to close the door to save the world. So that's when you first see Mickey. And you're like, oh shit, it's Mickey Mouse, the guy that's the best king. One. And the King Mickey. Like you hear about him all the time in the first one, but you never get to see him till the ending. And they basically close the door, and he's like using his light to defeat the darkness. And then you find Riku's on the other side too, and he's the one who's helping close the door as well. But he stayed on the darkness side, and like obviously all that stuff, he like sacrifices himself. But you know, it's crazy. But then I know you were saying that they go into the darkness. So basically, they need in Kingdom Hearts 3, they need all like the Keyblade wielders to fight off the true Organization 13, which is basically Xehanort, who is like basically Ansem, and all the other characters that you basically fought in Kingdom Hearts 1 and 2. They're basically like his younger self, and like there's like time travel involved. There's like very, very like crazy stuff happening.
So Kingdom Hearts is so deep. If you like actually,
it's so deep
all the way through.
Yeah, like everything is somehow connected in some way. But it's like if you don't know how to, if you never played it, or like you never like read it, well, I guess you have to play to understand it. So if you're trying to, like, I'm trying to explain it, it's kind of hard because it's like I have to jump from one game to another game to go back to that game, and like it's just all over the place. It's like, you know, that it's like that meme where there's like the clipboard and there's all these lines everywhere. That's basically the real game. But it all comes in full circle though.
So would you say Kingdom Hearts is one of the best gaming storylines there is in terms of like video games?
To me, yeah, because like I really like it because like I'm more of a person that likes story and character development, and like there's always a backstory to something. So like I always enjoy games like that, and like they always somehow try to connect it to every other thing that they have. So like I don't know that many games that have that in some sort of way. Like they have games that come through it, but like it's never connected in some sort of way. Because like there's like all the COD stories, obviously,
Yeah.
but like then they just refresh them. They never continue them once they defeat the bad guy, I guess. Like in
Mhm.
this one, you can beat one, but there's always another, and it's like somehow always connected on why they got to that point. But yeah, it's like it's very deep of a game.
I could tell. And I remember watching like the story with you because I remember when you got the new one, I used to come over and watch play,
Yeah,
and it was kind of nuts.
it's worth it because like at first you're just like, oh, it's just Disney. It's not like anything good. It's like just gonna be like Disney characters and stuff, but like kind of like really deep and like there's like a lot of like I guess I don't know what to call it, but like lessons in there. Some people might take it. I don't know. It's just like some good like ideas to have with you, I guess. Because it's all about like it's all about the heart, obviously, and like the people you care about and your friends and like all your memories and things too. So it's like you know you want to keep all that stuff with you when you like get older and stuff like that.
Wow, that's
Yeah,
deep.
life lessons, deep stuff.
So,
Anything to add? That's it.
That's pretty much it, I guess, unless we missed anything.
Yeah, I feel like that's
I
everything.
mean, I guess there's one last question that Isaiah asked or wanted to know about a bit further back.
Okay.
It was like, what type of game is Kingdom Hearts and like what's it about? I know you said like it's about like memories and all that stuff, but like what's the main objective of the game?
So I always think most typical games you just gotta,
Beat the bad guy.
at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, the game is about Kingdom Hearts, the whole concept of it. So you're just trying to stop that from happening. So what Kingdom Hearts does is basically um, lets the world fall into darkness
Okay.
and it opens up the world to all the other technically worlds with like which has other Keyblade wielders, and it's basically the main guy, Xehanort. He wanted to open up Kingdom Hearts to let out the darkness and open up the way to all the worlds and start another Keyblade war, which is
Okay.
basically
Oh.
both the dark versus light fight each other.
Yeah.
Like obviously a war of Keyblade, and they had that before, long time ago, like really really long time ago.
So this
They
villain
never
wants to recreate that.
restart that. So
Yeah.
basically restart the world. But
Okay.
I think he wanted the dark side to win. So it's like dark versus light. That's why everyone's like, oh, you can't be on the dark side, like most things, because you can't fall into the darkness because it's just gonna control you. You'd rather be in the light, which keeps you balanced. So he just wanted to do that and restart like the whole world and have like a war happen. That's why when you get to Kingdom Hearts 3 at the end, you fight at the Keyblade graveyard, which has all these different Keyblades, which have all like the fallen wielders, obviously. And so yeah, that's basically the whole concept of the game, is to stop that from happening so the world doesn't like basically get destroyed.
All right.
But it's like really deep because there's also like if you lose your heart, because you need your heart to open up the key, like the whole Kingdom Hearts thing. So like throughout the story he's like secretly collecting hearts in the world and things like that. It's like mad deep. Don't want to get into it. Just
Well, yeah, don't spoil too much. We gotta leave something.
yeah, do your research, play the game.
All right.
Maybe, hopefully, some people watch this and want to play it. That'd be sick.
It's a game that's worth it. I know right now when I bought the game it was like $100 to buy the entire thing, but to me it was worth it because I really enjoyed the game. But
Do you know
right
how
now
much
it's
it is
like,
right now?
it's probably like $30.
Wow. Worth it.
Wow, that's not bad at all for the amount of games that it gives you.
Because what I think Kingdom Hearts 3 was announced at E3 like 2 or 3 years ago. So that's when I bought it when it was first announced, the whole like package. And like what, it's been like 4 or 5 years since it probably came out. So
So the
that's
price
going on
probably
sale.
dropped quite a bit.
Yeah, I think it's like $30. So if
Okay.
you guys want to play it, it has all the games in it. And some of the games you don't even have to play, it's just a movie. You can just sit there and watch it.
That's so interesting. I've never seen a game have like a full movie in it before to explain like part of the story.
Yeah, because I don't think they had a game for one of them. It was just like, I think they did have a game, but it wasn't like HD or something. I don't remember. It was called like Black Book or something like that. and that basically tells the story of like the beginning. So basically, the beginning of everything. So like all those people that I talked about, the masters and stuff, talks about them, and then they reappear in Kingdom Hearts 3 and all that. So yeah.
That's insane. Kingdom Hearts is probably one of the best like game series in general. Because even the hype for like the new one was insane.
Yeah, the only thing is like a lot of people just don't. They just think the story is just way too hard.
Oh, like the actual gameplay.
Well, not the
Or
gameplay,
like
just
or like
easy-
keeping track of the story.
yeah, just keeping track of
Oh,
everything. Because like it's really really hard to follow along. So
yeah, I
well,
guess it's really hard if you like bounce around.
because what
like,
most people
really
did is like yeah. So like when the game first came out, like Kingdom Hearts 3 came out, a lot of people like I played it myself, but then once I went like was done, I watched like big streamers play it as well, and they were like super confused. But then they like never played like any of the games. It's just like why would you play it if you don't understand? Like you're just playing it for what?
I
Nothing.
don't know the story.
Yeah, so they're like super confused about it, but they never play like the first one or the second one, like the other mini ones in between. So it doesn't make sense. You know, you gotta like understand the story by playing everything else. But yeah, that's pretty much it.
It's kind of like
Just
All right,
watching
KP.
this- Yeah.
you know what to do.
Yep. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching and listening. This was Fan Topic Friday, questioned by John Awesome Vito. Thank you so much, Chris, for joining us as a special guest. Be sure to follow him on Twitch, Twitter, everything else. You know, check him out. He's a really great streamer. He doesn't stream as often, but he'll be getting into it soon, considering his finals will be over and he'll be graduating. So, congrats again, Kush.
Word, thank you. Thank
Good luck on your finals,
Yep.
you. Thanks.
and good luck to everyone taking finals this semester, right now too.
Yeah.
'Cause
Congratulations to everyone that's actually graduating as well. Graduation 2020.
Oh yeah, and graduation. Maybe we should do something cool for people that are graduating this year.
Yeah, let's just stream.
I
We
think
should-
that'd be dope.
We should do maybe a Jackbox party.
Yeah, with like a lot of people, everyone that graduated this semester. That'd be cool.
Have them in the audience. Have people join in. You know, class of
Oh
2020.
yeah, we could do that. Let's see. Yeah, I like that idea. Let's see. Let's try to do something. I think it'd be cool.
All right. Well, again,
Okay,
thank you guys so much for watching and listening. This was Fan Topic Friday. Be sure to follow us on all of our socials. We post on Instagram, TikTok, and Twitter. We also upload our podcast on Google Podcast, Anchor, Spotify, and Apple Podcast. If you leave a review on Apple Podcast, it will help us become better at this, and hopefully you guys will enjoy more. Again, thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day. Peace.